Hello, this is Loretta Love Huff with video number 4 of the 5 critical keys to gain more clients and earn higher fees. So I thought it might be useful to do just a really quick review of what we covered thus far. So video number 1 was about understanding your ideal client so that you can appeal to them and speak their language. Video number 2 was all about how to stand out in a crowded marketplace. What really makes you special and unique and different than any of your other competitors. Then video number 3 was on how to strategically target those large accounts that would be perfectly suited for you and most likely to buy what it is that you have to offer. Today what we're talking about are the 4 big reasons that large accounts and high net worth individuals aren't buying from you. Now you might think that companies with lots of money or people with lots of money just will kind of throw it around willy-nilly. Not the case. Particularly in large companies, they are very cautious about making new vendor decisions. And while there are lots of unique reasons to work with you, perhaps a smaller company, you're innovative, they'll be working with the top executives of the company, they'll have dedicated support and assistance, personalized attention, customization, hungry people who are eager to satisfy them. They won't be able to get to those advantages until they can overcome their fear of working with you. So let's talk about what those 4 fears are. The first one is change. Any variation of the way we do things around here is going to be a problem for them. And so you will scare them because you coming in with your small, nimble approach might upset the cart. And they would be reluctant to upset the cart because they have the way we do things around here. So change is going to be one of those primary fears. If you are unable to overcome their concern of having to change too much, they're never going to do business with you. The second fear is about conflict, whether it's between individuals on the team or departments in the company or with their vendors or their suppliers or customers. Anything that might be a potential for somebody or some people getting upset will make them reluctant to switch vendors and use you. The third fear that they might have is having to take on more work. See, when they work with other large accounts, those other large accounts have plenty of resources, and it's very easy for them to take on, it's easy for the suppliers to do a lot of things for them because they have plenty of resources. When you come in, a smaller company, with fewer resources, they're going to be concerned that they will have to take over the extra workload, and they won't want to do that because they're probably working as much as they think they're able to right now. So if you appear that you're going to cause them any additional work, that will lower your chances of getting the deal. And then the fourth reason is fear of failure. This is what I lovingly refer to as a career-limiting move. People in large companies are deathly afraid of standing out, of making a decision that turns out to be a bad decision because their job could be on the line. So working with a smaller company will be risky. Let's use Coca-Cola and Toyota. If they were thinking of doing business with each other, they wouldn't have concerns about whether that was going to be a bad decision because they're both brand names, and who could blame you for picking probably aren't great examples, but picking Coca-Cola as the supplier for your employee cafeteria. It's Coca-Cola, for example, for God's sake. They're not going to be afraid of that. But if you offer similar kind of products, but they've never heard of you, they're not going to want to do business with you. So that's what I'm talking about. What you have to do now is then ask yourself, how does our company scare the large accounts in each of those 4 areas? What do we specifically do? What is it about our approach or the way that we do things? What is it about our marketing efforts in reaching out to them or in the way we deliver our products or services that will upset the cart in their minds, whether it does or not? In their minds, if it upsets the cart, they're not going to even consider working with you. So the question is specifically, what do we do that frightens them, and what could we provide to them that would be helpful in allaying their fears. So let me give you some examples of that. For example, for the fear of change, if they have to do something different, you might provide them with a process map that talks about what you have done with other companies who have switched vendors and how easy you made that process so that it was seamless to them. If they're afraid of conflict, any loss of kind of relationship or something that's going to maybe upset the apple cart in that way, you might have another document that describes the joint decision-making process that you use all along the way, so that you make sure that all of the people who are involved in the decision-making process are included in the work that you do. For the third fear about work, if you have a really brilliant technology solution that minimizes any of the work overload that might potentially occur, then you want to explain to them how your technology works and how simple it is to use and how it might actually even reduce the work that they're having to do manually. And fourth, the fear of failure, and that's going to be a really personal concern. The person who is recommending you or not will not want to make that decision. So you'll need to reassure them with case studies, testimonials, awards, other examples of companies who are in similar positions that you helped successfully. So if you're able to do those kinds of things, they are more likely to agree to do business with you. So again, while they're very excited, perhaps, about using some young, new, hip, slick, nimble company, they're going to be afraid of working with some young, nimble, hip, slick company because it might upset their apple cart. So if you can show them that the apple cart will stay steady, then they'll be more likely to work with you. Hope that's helpful. Okay, video number 5 is all about creating your unique system. I talked about that a couple of videos, so I'm going to give you some specific tips on how you can identify what your unique system is so that, again, you stand out from the marketplace and people want to do business with you. This is Loretta Love Huff, and I look forward to talking with you again.